Hey guys, and welcome to this tutorial series called BlueprinterLands. So in this, we're going to make a looter shooter first-person shooter, and we're going to use blueprints to do it, and it's going to be similar to Borderlands. So I have a new project here. It's a first-person template, and I've added the Cinti Studios sci-fi city assets, just so we have some weapons to work with and some characters and assets. So you can click here to get this view, and I actually still need to add those assets, so I'm going to do that now. Just do this off screen, as some of my projects are under NDA, so I don't want to show those. So I'll add that, and now we have that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click our character here, first person character, and edit first person character, and we want to get rid of all the VR stuff. So we can get rid of all this stuff at the top, and we can get rid of this, and just drag this into here, get rid of this, drag this into here. And then we can get rid of this, whoops, Control Z to undo that, connect this to here. And we're also going to get rid of the play sound because that sound is loud and I am tired of hearing it. So I'll compile it and save. Now if we hit play, you can see we can walk around, we can shoot, we can look up and down and all that. But if we right click, we can't zoom in. That's no good. So we're going to start by doing that. And the first thing we're going to do is right click, new folder, and call it blueprints. And there we're going to make another new folder and call it weapons. And in there we're going to right click, new blueprint class, actor. We're going to call it BP base weapon. We're going to go into here and add a skeletal mesh. And this will be our weapon mesh, so we'll call it that. I'll use rifle 01 or rifle base. Excuse me. And we're also going to add another static mesh. And this one's going to be a red dot site. And this is just so we can tell what's going on with our aiming down the sights. So I'm just going to reduce this so I can move it. And it looks like it's just slightly off center. So we will do 0.5 to the left or right or whatever. And that's good. So now what we need is we need a camera that looks down the sight for aiming down the sight. So we're going to select weapon mesh and add a camera. The reason we select a weapon mesh is just so it adds the camera to that. So we're just going to rotate this, and you know what, we can actually connect that to the static mesh and then zero it out, and this way it'll be there, but we don't want it connected to that in case we don't have a, because we're not procedural weapons, so we don't want, if we don't have a red dot sight, we don't want it connected to that. So we'll just connect this camera, and a quick trick we can do is we can drag the base weapon into the world, and we can see the view here. So this looks okay, but we want a different field of view. So let's change the field of view to 60. And it looks okay, but we can pull it back a bit. And pull it back a bit further. Just so we get to the back of the... Actually, we'll just move this forward. It should work. Yeah, that's more or less good enough. Okay. Maybe... drag it just forward one. There we go. Alright, so now what we need to do is go into our first person guy, and we're first going to go to the construction script, get rid of this, we don't need that. We're going to select all this, motion controllers down, get rid of that, we don't need that because it's for VR. And we can, we'll keep the gun for now, but we'll select the mesh, and we'll add a, whoops, oh god. Select the mesh and add a child actor, and we will make this our base weapon. And we will click here for the socket and click grip point, and as you can see, it auto connects and all that. Now the only thing is I find it's slightly rotated on the roll, so I'm gonna roll it left, just one little nudge. And we can now get rid of the gun, but we'll connect the sphere to the child actor first. So we'll get rid of this. The sphere, we'll just zero this out. And this is just the sphere that aims the bullet. We'll change this later, but for now we'll just do this. Okay, so to click play, we can go in. We can't move now. The reason we can't move is because our static mesh has collision, which is blocking us. So turn that to no collision, generate overlap events off. Now if we move in, we have our new gun, but we still can't aim down the sights yet. So let's fix that problem up. Alright, so we're going to go to our character, and we're going to do right mouse button, we're going to get our child actor and do get child actor. Then we're going to do get player controller. And off our player controller, we're going to do set view target with blend. We'll connect it to our child actor. Set a blend time of 0.2, and we don't want to lock outgoing. So we will connect that to pressed, and then we will do the same thing, but we will set new view target as self. And let's see what this works. So if we right click, we can now zoom in. Now there's a few issues. So the first issue is we can no longer look up and down when we're zoomed in. The second issue is, if you notice, the hand is disappearing when we click. So let's fix those issues. So the hand issue is easy. It's just because the mesh is set to owner only see. And we'll turn that off. So technically you're losing because you're blending the view of the other camera, and this isn't owned by that camera, so that won't work. So we'll get that. This is a single player game, so it doesn't matter if other people can see this. So we have that now, and now we can. Another issue is it kind of jitters if you don't wait 2 seconds. So a way we can solve this is we can just, well, how should we solve this? We're gonna ignore that for now because I need to think about how to solve that, and I don't. It's this dumb thing, and it's getting kind of late. So let's just stick with what I know too. So we need to fix the issue of looking up and down. So the reason this is happening is it's kind of similar to the other issue. It's the camera is set to use pawn control rotation, but it's not being affected when we change cameras. So what we need to do is add a right click tick, turn off use pawn control rotation, and on tick set this, set world rotation, get control rotation, and I think that should do the trick. So let's take a look. So we can look around, we can right click, now we can look up and down. So we can zoom in, we can shoot, and we can rock around. The only issue is if you undo it, it kind of snaps around, but that's not the end of the world. We'll fix that in the next video. So that's how we can zoom in, and that's how we can have custom weapons, because now what we can do is we can right click our base weapon, create child weapon class, and call it BP Wep Rifle 2. Now let's change the mesh here. Rifle, let's use a plasma rifle. We'll just drag our thing up here. We'll add sockets later, so this is all done automatically, but for now we're going to keep this short and simple. And you know, we probably could have kept the camera connected to the ADS. Let's change that, because even if we get rid of the connect this to the ADS, because even if we make this nothing, like even if we clear it, it'll still be connected, so that's fine. And that way if we move, red dots, if we move that, it'll move the camera. That's better, I think. So we have that. Go to our first person character, child actor, Wep actually, Rifle 2, and let's see how that looks. So that's how we can have different weapons. And yeah, so in the next video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a system to pick up items. So we can have this gun on the ground, this gun on the ground, and we can pick up between them and switch between them. So thanks for watching the first video, and in the next video we'll get to that, and we'll get to a lot more things, including AI and making better weapon effects and so on and so forth. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.